Hey everybody, how's it going today? This is Real Talk, episode 4. Glad you guys could join us. I see Jay, Chelsea, and Riley. So glad you guys could make it here. And we got a interesting topic. It's been talked about a lot in the last few months. This virus that's been going around. It's got lots of different names. The COVID, the Sharona, whatever you wanna call it. But it's actually affecting quite a few people across the world. And I know there's a lot of questions out there. We don't have all the answers, but wanted to just maybe discuss a little bit about it and see if, hey, does anybody know anybody that's gotten the virus that has affected you? Let's talk about it.
The only person that I know for sure had the virus has recovered. It was my roommate's parents. And so we didn't know until after she and it was one of those, like, it was pretty early on, so they weren't going to test her until, like, there were complications that she ended up getting tested and people had to come to her house anyway. So they were like, I don't want to go in there unless she gets tested. So she got tested. So, so praise God, we wouldn't have ever known otherwise. But, yeah, the mom spent one night in the hospital, I think, just, as a precaution. So.
Oh yeah, we had a church member get it like way back at the beginning. When it first got to Lynn County, I think he was one of the first like 20 cases in Lynn County. And he was in the hospital for I think like 12 days and he wasn't doing too hot. But now he went home, he got released, and then he was on quarantine for a week, and he actually donated plasma so that they can study his plasma to help prevent and fight the virus.
Awesome.
Yep. But he made it out the other end alive.
Yay.
Yeah, I know about 3 people who currently probably have it. They're waiting for test results. So I have an aunt and a friend and just a family friend as well, who are all just waiting. My aunt is a first responder, so she is a nurse who contracted it and has been feeling a little better the last couple of days, but it was really bad. She had a fever of 105. Yeah, just, yeah. And one of my other friends has complications with it. So she's an at-risk person. So I'm just waiting for those results.
I had a friend. I had a couple acquaintances, and then a friend, a pretty close friend. She's actually pregnant, and so she was one of the more at-risk people to get it. And she works. I don't know if she was currently working, but because of how pregnant she was, she just had her baby not that long ago. But before that, she got the virus, recovered at home, and then a couple weeks later had the baby. So it's just, yeah, I mean, guys, it's, you hear about your friends and family members and other people that were, getting the virus. And then you kind of look around to see there's some people that were panicking. There's some people that were obviously being worried and stuff. For some reason, everybody bought toilet paper. It's just one of those times where we don't know what to expect. But I want to share my screen. Oh, actually, Chelsea, I think I need you to help me. I need you to let me do that really quick. I just want to talk a little bit about what the Bible says, because I know we are at a time where
Be
it
able to.
became a little bit of an interesting time. So what does the Bible say about worry? Well, this verse here, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. What do you guys think about that?
Well, it's interesting you picked that verse. I'm pretty sure it says like 365 times not to fear and not to worry in the Bible, and you chose that one, which is like my favorite verse of the Bible. Because I do and have struggled with worry and anxiety. And as it relates to this virus, though, it's been an interesting transition of thought process, though, because I do know where I'm going, and so I'm not worried about myself. I think the biggest worry I have in reference to the virus is the people around me and the people who don't believe in God and who are questioning, and the people who are afraid of getting the virus themselves. You know, like I worry about their well-being, mentally, their mental well-being, especially. And so, while I may not be worried about getting the virus myself, because I know where I'm going, I'm still worried about the people around me, making sure that they're healthy and making sure they're, unless I know that they know where they're going, I get a little worried.
There's a there's a pattern in the New Testament where in a lot of passages and a lot of verses, it tells you what to do, and then it tells you how to do it. And I just always think the how is so important, and the how in this verse is with thanksgiving. And the thing is, you can be not anxious, and you can petition and you can pray. But if you're not thankful, even for the dire circumstances you're in, the fact that you even have circumstances in the first place, that you're alive, that you're breathing, and you're not thankful for that, then it won't take hold. It won't hold for you. You have to be thankful when you present your requests to God. You have to say, God, thank you so much for giving me a life to live, for giving me breath to have and breath to be taken away. And I need to do it with true from my heart thanksgiving. And I think that's so important, and that's a huge part of not worrying, because I think if you're thankful in the first place, you're much less likely to be anxious, and you're much less likely to worry, because when you're thankful, you recognize the source of what you're thankful for. And that's God. And then you recognize what he does, and you're like, well, dang, if he can do that, if he can create the whole world, and do what he wishes to lay out a path for his righteous ones, then I don't really have anything to worry about. That's why I am thankful.
Absolutely.
And I love that it at the end, present your requests to God. So in the midst of praying, petitioning, being grateful, with an intimate relationship with God, you get to still present your requests in that state of worry, in that state of unrest, in that feeling of, I don't know what you're doing, God, but I know who you are because I have that relationship with you. So because I have that relationship with you, God, I can present my requests. I can be grateful. I can pray and petition with you. It reminds me to be close to God in those times where you might be prone to worry. But when you are close to God, that's all he desires, is to hear what's on your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I have 3 kids, so we were trying to protect them. We've been trying to protect them during this virus and stuff. Only recently let them even start hanging out with their grandparents last few weeks, as things are starting to open back up, and the government is telling us different things and how. But during this whole time, just being able to pray and and be thankful and just and talk to God, um, having Him in my life has given me an opportunity to be at ease with a lot of this situation. Um, am I still worrying and anxious? Yeah, like you said, Chelsea, it's about those people that uh, maybe have not found who God is and not have accepted Him into their life. Um, and I have friends and I have family that have not done that, and so um, honestly, too, we have to be careful. I think a little bit about what we're hearing. A lot of different statistics out there. The percentages of people that have gotten the virus and actually died are very, very low. And so the truth is out there. But why not be safe? Why not be cautious? Go to God and let Him take care of this. Because you know what? He was not surprised by this. He was
Right.
not surprised by this virus. He knew exactly that it was going to happen. But uh, um, it wasn't like him testing us or anything like that. He just knew it was going to happen. Um, Churches and youth groups and everybody everywhere had to change their approach and how they do things, but God was not surprised. Another verse I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see if I can uh, zoom in a little bit. Um, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Just another reminder, I guess, guys, that we shouldn't fear. He's always with us. If especially if we've accepted Him into our life, He is with us, and that He will strengthen us and He will help us no matter what. If we go to Him, He is there. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think it's important that we first acknowledge that He doesn't say He'll change your situation. He doesn't say He'll take what you're worrying about away. He says He'll change your heart and He'll be with you, and He'll protect you. And so if you are praying for, oh, God, please take this away. Now, He can do that. Absolutely. But I think He'd rather us grow than just give us a shortcut or an easy way out. And since He can see the whole picture, I think that's what He'll go with. But we need to remember to rely on Him. Like He says, He'll always be there. He'll protect us. There it is. Don't
Sorry
be,
about that.
no, you're good. So I just think we have to remember that He doesn't say He'll remove us from the situation or eliminate whatever's making us worry. Sometimes He will, I'm sure, but not always. And from a human perspective, our initial knee-jerk reaction is get me out of here instead of make me stronger. you know. So yeah, that's what I had to say about that verse.
I like that take. Yeah.
It's so true. I think a lot of times I like to, I personally can attest to, God, can you just get me out of this, please? Thank you. But they talk about the valley, going through the valley, or going through the hard times. It's but it's a lot of times it's the hard moments in life that make you who you are and make it so that um, it refines your beliefs. Um, yeah.
And for me, it just, this verse, the so at the beginning points me back to what was said right before it. And it just reminds us that God chooses us. He does not reject us. We are in relationship with him. And because he is so close to us, he chooses to strengthen and help. Like, that's a choice that we make with God. And that's a commitment that he makes to us in those hard times in relationship with him. Like, it just blows me away. Yet, like, viruses blow us away and confuse us. But I mean, a God who leans in close when we're hurting just so that we can be strengthened and helped. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's so loving. I haven't experienced that kind of love besides from God before. Like, that's amazing. So I think for me, it just always turns back to, man, do I have that relationship with God? Am I growing in my relationship with God? Because it says, do not be dismayed, for I am your God. God's with you. But do you recognize him in the crowd? Like, if you don't know the person, you're not going to recognize when they're with you. And so do we recognize God? Do we know him? Could we be aware of him being with us in those hard times? And it takes a lifelong commitment of choosing to get to know God and him opening up to us too, but it's so worth it.
Yep. I like all those takes, you guys. And I guess I just remind everybody that God put on this planet, some intelligent scientists, some people that are coming up with a cure, some really good leaders out here that we can follow, pastors. I hope to think of us four as those types of people that youth can look up to and talk to. And if they're struggling with different times, well, they can get a hold of us and they can talk to us. And a lot of what we do is based on the scriptures and how we talk to kids and how we talk to others. And guys, I really appreciate you joining us today. Any final words? Any connecting thoughts? Well, I just remind everybody to stay safe. As things start opening back up, it doesn't mean you have to go do everything. You can still try to stay safe. And but as soon as we can, we want to get back together with the people that we serve, churches and Youth for Christ students and everybody. So as soon as we can. But again, we're gonna stay safe and. Guys, this God is there. He's there. You go to him and he is there and he will strengthen you and he will give you peace. Do not fear, for he is with us, right? A little reminder for club. Normally we have a topic for club this Thursday that we want to discuss, but this Thursday we're going to have a game night. So we picked a topic that we could talk about tonight that gives us something out in, I don't know what's a good word, not public, but like a common theme that's going on in the world these days. And so we wanted to just talk about that and see how it related to life and scriptures. And guys, again, we miss you guys, and hopefully you can make it to club this Thursday at 7 o'clock. Jay, Riley, Chelsea, you guys have a good one. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.